It was about knowing your worth. You're sometimes surrounded with people who don't see your worth, and you start believing them more than you believe yourself. You know, remind yourself that their opinion has nothing to do with who you are. I didn't even know what endometriosis was until I got diagnosed with it. So I had to get a surgery and said that it's going to be hard for me to get pregnant.
I almost died during my child's
wow.
birth. My son's heart rate dropped really, really low. I pushed for 3.5 hours. Not something you want to do, but I was really persistent on having a natural birth. And the doctor was like, listen, you have 30 minutes before it's like illegal where you're not allowed to push anymore. And I started crying because then his heart rate dropped and then like 20 doctors ran into the room and all these alarms went off. I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi.
We've been friends on social media for a few years now.
I know.
Was it via TikTok or Instagram? I think TikTok.
Maybe we discovered each other on TikTok, but then connected on Instagram too, because I don't really message people on TikTok, or like, I don't know how we got connected, but
Yeah.
it was like we just saw each other's content and we were like, oh,
Hey,
she
hi.
seems like somebody I would like.
Yeah. Kornelija, excuse me. The reason I was drawn to you and your energy is it's very unapologetic.
Yes, it is.
And I love that. I resonate with that. It's how I grew up. And it can be very jarring for people who aren't in their authenticity. So, with that being said, what inspired you to just show up in such an authentic way, knowing that people would love it and some people would hate it?
Well, I didn't know that people are going to react the way they reacted, because I've been on social media for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
I was a makeup artist, so my main content was beauty and tutorials and all that. That's why my Instagram handle is still Coco Beauty.
Yeah.
And Instagram is not letting me change it for
Yeah.
some reason. I mean, I moved to Miami during the pandemic because I was living in New York. New York was shut down and I just didn't have any job opportunities as a makeup artist. So
Sure.
Miami was fully open.
Yeah.
And I was flying back and forth for photo shoots here. And I realized how happy I was whenever I would come to Miami, and decided to just get an apartment for 6 months and see what happens.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, I met my husband. So we stayed.
3 weeks later?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was in that short of a
Yes.
period.
We met right away through a mutual friend. And
cool.
I was doing makeup here, and TikTok started exploding at that time. So I was like, let me just post some random videos on TikTok. And everything I was posting was getting a lot of attention. And it was just me talking to the camera. And my first series was actually things I wish I knew before I moved to Miami.
Yeah.
And I was just saying random things like, you know, food delivery takes forever and nobody really,
It really does.
people can't drive, and, you know, and people were getting so upset, and I didn't understand why. Like, this is such a random thing that I'm saying. So then I realized that people just want to react to other people's opinions. I was doing all these major photo shoots, covers, movies. Nobody cared.
Sure.
But when I was saying that food delivery sucks, people were going crazy. So I wasn't anticipating that people are going to have an opinion about my opinion.
Yeah.
And somehow I started posting about dating. And I mean, I was still obviously kind of single-ish when I started posting. Like, we started dating a little bit later, like officially.
Yeah.
And I started posting about dating randomly because people always came to me about dating advice. And then I became the quote unquote dating girl for a little bit. So I just have opinions, and I feel like we all do. We just don't share them so openly because, as you just said, people are scared how other people are going to react.
Sure.
So I started randomly.
I think that I get to meet obviously so many incredible women in what I do. And when women find their voice, I mean, my entire job, my life mission is to help women find their voice, whether you agree with me or not, whether you're this, whether you're that. Like, I don't really care. For me, it's just important for women to find their voice and stick with it. And that's how you find your confidence and your authenticity, by finding your voice, your throat chakra. For me, I grew up, even though I didn't grow up with money, I grew up with a mom that was incredibly confident. I believe that's a component as to why I'm confident. Where did you get that? And when do you not feel confident? And how do you pull yourself back into it?
I feel like I was always my mom would say, a fearless child.
Yeah.
That I always just wanted to try things and do things. And I never really thought of it as confidence. That was just who I am. I was just acting as if I don't know. I came from a very loving family. Like I was still in very, even though they live in Croatia, I was they let me do whatever I wanted to do, like try things and do things,
Nice.
and they were just pushing me to do whatever. So I was always kind of confident, and I didn't think that that's something that I need to work on
Yeah.
because I just believed in myself. I
Yeah.
had no reason not to. And now, obviously, I'm 5, 6 months postpartum. The confidence is like coming and going
Sure.
because there's so many changes and hormones. Things are just going crazy, and you're sleep deprived and stuff like that. But overall, I would say that I'm a very confident person just because I don't know why I wouldn't be. And we all compare ourselves to other people, but then I am aware enough that I need to remind myself that that's just a highlight of somebody's life and that everybody's dealing with so many things that we don't know about, and you can't compare somebody's like 10-second reel to your full day. So I'm just trying to, being on social media and having my career is social media, you're always seeing what other people are doing. So it's very important to remind yourself like this is not their entire life and you shouldn't compare yourself to them. But I think comparison is a big,
It's the thief
it's
of
yeah,
joy.
people are that's why their confidence is tanking, because they're seeing what other people are posting and they're like, oh, why am I not there? Or like you're comparing yourself to people that have been doing this for years.
Sure.
So I think honestly, confidence is just something that I always had.
There's a spiritual notion and an understanding that we come to this world, this life, this 3D physical plane with what's called a tikkun olam, which is a soul correction. So my soul correction is different than yours. Yours is different than his. We all have things to correct in this lifetime. If you were to go on ChatGPT or Google and search what women struggle with the most, self-confidence and self-worth is the number one, which I always found to be really fascinating because that's not my soul correction. That's not my tikkun, and it's not yours. Yours is something else, mine is something else, but that's not ours. So what's fascinating is we're all magnetic in the way that we pull in people into our movies. Nothing's by accident. Everything's actually by design. So it actually becomes fun. Like, oh, why are you in my movie? There's billions of people in the world. Like, why are you here? And when you start looking at it from that lens, you start to also see like you can attract people who have your soul correction, or you have the similarity that you don't have that. So it becomes kind of fun. And I realize that I pull in so many women that have the confidence, which I find to be such a blessing, right? But simultaneously, it really makes me think like, wow, if this is the biggest issue, quite literally, statistically, how do we as confident women focus on always trying to help other women with that soul correction? That should always, in my opinion, be the mission at hand. If you have a gift, your mission should be to share that gift, to share that voice, to help people correct their soul correction.
When you were saying all of this, so many things came through my mind because I actually had a time when I wasn't confident. I just remembered. And it was when I was in a bad relationship, or like when you were dating people who just don't see your worth and they just put you down. So when I was posting this dating content, a lot of women, even today I got thousands of messages throughout my course of being on social, and they were just thanking me for letting them leave that toxic relationship, or to just like see their worth. And sometimes you post a video or something and it just hits, in a way you deliver that video, it hits something in you that you just realize, okay, this is where I'm currently and that's not what I want for my life. And I actually have a tattoo that says know your worth.
No way.
Yeah, it's right
that's
here.
That's so on brand. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
It's right here.
Oh, that's beautiful. When did you get that?
I think I got it maybe like 5-ish years ago, or
wow, that's
something,
really beautiful.
Maybe less, I don't know. But it was about knowing your worth, in a sense that you're sometimes surrounded with people who don't see your worth, and you start believing them more than you believe yourself.
Correct.
And you need to always just remind yourself that their opinion has nothing to do with who you are. So a lot of my dating and a lot of my dating content was about women owning what they want in the relationship and just not settling. Obviously, every relationship is like compromises, but
Sure.
you shouldn't settle on
Core
fundamentals.
values.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because words are so powerful. So even just by you writing that on your body,
Yeah.
it was you quite literally putting words into motion. So because of that, you literally manifested an entire career
Yeah.
off knowing your worth, which is it's the
Yeah.
power of words, right? And it's like I always say, any woman who has a gift, which every woman has a gift, it is actually their duty as women spiritually to share that gift. And I really believe social media, it's been such a gift in my life. So many people choose to look at it from a negative lens. Oh, it's all about the followers and this. I'm like, I have had so many blessings brought into my life because of social media. I've met my investors, some of my closest girlfriends. It's been such a blessing to me.
Yeah.
As I believe it has been for you as well.
Yeah. It's like how to use a tool. Like
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool. It's everything's a tool, and you can use it in a way that works for you or works against you. How, actually, let me correct myself. When did you feel, because I know mine, when was there a moment on social media where like, I can't do this anymore? This is, if that ever even happened, because I know for so many of us, there has been like that one moment. What was that moment where you were like, I can't do this. This is affecting my mental health, if that ever happened?
I think it affects everybody's mental health, like, whether they want to admit it or not. If you are creating content and you're outspoken and people are disagreeing with you day after day after day, because sometimes they just want to disagree.
Sure.
They don't. It's funny because I was listening to some interview with someone and a podcast, and they were saying how sometimes people are insulting them or like and then they respond and they say, oh, I just wanted your attention. Like, thanks for noticing me. And that's what people want. I think when I was posting about dating, that's when I had the most people disagree with me.
Yeah.
And there was this one no coffee walk dates that was like kind of.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a while. It was like during COVID.
That was, yeah. And that video really, like, everybody talked about, like, E-News and all over the world. If you Google high maintenance influencer, like, I come up because that's what everybody was saying. Because in the video I said that women shouldn't accept coffee and walk dates as a first date.
I want your opinion on this. I've never been single my whole life. I've always been in relationships back to back since I was 16 years old, which I realized as I aged that was not healthy. This past year is the first year I've ever been single since I was basically a child. 16 is a child to me.
Wow. How was that?
I mean, it's been fascinating. You were single. It's interesting, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, you learn so much about yourself and what you desire, and it's cool. Like, I'm actually enjoying it. I wasn't at first because I'm like, I'm a wife. I'm not a girlfriend. I don't know how to date. I'm not for the streets. Like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
But I was thinking for quite some time that a guy's not going to take me seriously unless he takes me out to like a nice dinner and shows respect. I love to dress up. Like, I'm super girly. I love the hair, the makeup, And then I started to realize, I'm like, wait, I have a full career. I have a son. I travel a lot for work and for life. My family's kind of all over, and I travel a lot when I'm not with my son. And I started to realize that as much as I'm enjoying learning about myself and the other person on the date, sometimes the dinner, it's like, it's just long.
Yeah.
It's just long. And I need 8 hours of sleep. I have a whole routine. So for me, I was thinking like, no, if it's not a dinner, then you're not taking this seriously. But now, in fact, I was like, wait, I actually want to FaceTime someone first. I would prefer to do something more casual because I'm always on. I'm always dressed. I'm always in heels or makeup or traveling. Now I'm like, wait, a coffee date kind of removes the pressure and allows it to be faster and tighter to get to know someone. So I actually switched my mentality on it. Did you ever, or you stuck with that?
I never. I think I'm European, so in where we grow up, it's like you always take somebody on a proper dinner date. But where my thesis is coming from is that I was like, even with my husband now, we met through mutual friends. So I already knew who he was, and I kind of knew something. I never really did online dating, even when I was single.
Same.
Because I just didn't need to.
Yeah.
And I was always meeting people. I was always around people.
Yeah.
So the coffee date for me with somebody that I didn't realize that everybody today is doing online dating and they're going on dates with strangers and with
Right.
people they need that vibe check.
Sure.
So instead of even going on a coffee date, I would say that you should do a FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because why would you even leave your house to go meet somebody?
Literally.
And when somebody like you that has so much, like when somebody has so much going on,
Yeah.
why would you meet with everybody who wants to meet with you?
Right.
I'm like, you need to, and people are like, oh, but women are the prize. Like, I don't want to go into all of the dating stuff right now, but like,
Yeah.
somebody should pursue you and somebody should make you, if you have so much going on in your life, why would I leave all of that to even meet you for a coffee
That
date? Because
part.
you're going to get dressed, you're going to do your hair and makeup in the same kind of way that you would do for your dinner date, this
Right.
fancy dinner date. So like
Right.
the coffee date, sure, it removes the pressure, but then it's also like, so again, it was so like low effort and transactional almost.
Sure.
Like it's like, okay, let me see if you're cool enough or like, are you hot enough? Or
Sure.
that's why a guy would never take, if he thinks you're the woman of his dreams,
Yeah.
he wouldn't suggest a coffee date. He would be like, I just want to like spend as much time as I can with you, so to show who I am or whatever. But again, I know this comes from people maybe meeting people online,
Yeah.
or it's maybe a blind date, or it's a recommendation from my friend or something. So you want to do the vibe check.
Right.
But I would always say do a FaceTime, see if there's a vibe, create some kind of rapport, like start talking, or don't just meet with anybody who wants to meet with you.
Right. And I think also for women, it's like I really encourage women to come from the mindset of it's less about does he think you're good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, hot enough, successful enough, and more, I'm actually checking to see if you're worthy of being in my world.
Oh, that's why I said that in my video. I'm going to study you a bit. And people are they were so angry at that.
I want to know, as a female and male dynamic,
Yeah.
I'm very confident. I know what I bring to life, to a situation, to a relationship. I don't know if I want to sit at dinner with you for 2.5 hours. It's less about what you should be doing to prove to me that I'm high value. Do I want to sit with you?
But then you like, why would you even go on a date with somebody, period, if you don't know if they're worthy?
Right. Which kind of brings it back to the point of like getting to know someone on a less, I don't like to use the word pressured level, to ensure that it's energetically
Yeah.
aligned. I think that when people are like, oh, is it worth my time? Like, well, I don't think anything's a waste of time because nothing's a coincidence and nothing's by accident. I truly believe this. So if you were to believe that and look at it from the lens of how much energy do I actually want to implement into this, I think that switch, that mindset shift will allow you to look at it less of, is he doing all the right things to impress me versus, or excuse me, is she doing all the right things that I want to take her out to dinner, versus the woman saying, is this energetically what I want to put my time into?
Yeah.
It's that switch, right? Which also allows you to truly be the prize because you get to decide. I spoke on a seminar, it was like 6 months ago, and I said it was like 300 women, and I said, the reason that I encourage women to work and to make their own money and to take care of their looks and to do all this is not to be from a place of entitlement. It's to be from a place of power and autonomy over yourself. So then you're choosing a man for what they're intended for, love and companionship.
Yeah.
Not to use them for money or safety or all these illusions. That's all illusions, money and safety. It's all illusions. When you have autonomy over yourself and you have money and you have the aesthetic that you desire, then you get to choose and pick accordingly.
Yeah. You're not trying to be saved.
You're not trying to be saved. You saved yourself, and then you can pull in the things that you desire. And then you can decide if you want to sit through that 2.5 hour dinner, you know?
Yeah. So how did you find dating in Miami now? You said that you...
Well,
would you
what's
like...
interesting is like I've just met, because I travel a lot for work and for life, like I'll meet people, whether it's via work or via mutual friends. But I really, I've enjoyed it because it's fun. I'm very extroverted. I love meeting new people. But I'm like, I kind of look at things. I'm like, why are you here? Like, why are you in my movie? Why am I in your movie? What are we here to teach
Yeah.
each other or learn from each other? So I see it from that lens. So it's fun for me. I don't, people are like, dating's hard. The men here suck. I'm like, the women in China say that too. The women in Africa say, oh, the men here suck.
Yeah.
The women in Israel, they all say, oh, these men suck.
Yeah.
It's not about the location. It's energetic. What are you pulling into your movie?
But if you have that mindset, something sucks, you're just gonna do things to prove it to yourself that they do suck. Like, you're gonna meet that type of people. Obviously, I did not expect to meet my husband 3 weeks after I moved there.
Yeah.
That was pure luck. But at the same time, we lived in New York, a block away from each other, and we never met. And it was almost like when we were ready to meet, then we met in Miami.
Timing had to be aligned.
And it was just very easy, and it just felt natural.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I have to pretend or do anything, or I never had to question, like, does he like me? Or and now that I am a mom and my content shifted to more like lifestyle and mom life, and a lot of people are telling me they miss my dating and my old like Savage Coco days. I'm Kornelija now. That's the rebrand. But I feel like it's natural that as you evolve in your life, your content evolves with you, and sometimes people are not gonna stay because
adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and I understand, like, something changed, and I mean, I changed because obviously my life changed. Yeah. And it's inauthentic for me to still post about he should take you to dinner and he should do this. And, I was posting about this for 3 years. Like, I think I said everything I needed to say.
Yeah. I said what I had to say, girl. Go back.
Yeah. Go on my TikTok or my Instagram. There's a lot of podcast episodes about this. Like, my podcast is on pause right now, but there's content is still out there, and my opinions obviously changed with this season of my life, which I think it's expected because when mom life happens, like everything, life completely changes. And this is actually my first podcast I'm doing as I became a mom. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so honored.
Yeah, and it's been crazy. So now I'm attracting women that are more in that stage of their life.
Yeah. Because that's literally where you're at. Yeah,
and it's just hard to when you're creating for when you're creating, it's hard to always sometimes people are gonna say that they miss certain types of content, but you can't how do I say this, like, appease everyone.
Sure.
It's hard to make everybody happy, so you just have to post whatever you want to post.
Yeah.
If that's something your career.
I think it's been really cool to see you shift. I mean, becoming a mother is one of the most beautiful, hardest, most interesting times, and taking someone through that journey, you really show up in a way where you're like, one day you're like, this is my life, I'm great today, and the next day you're crying, you're like, it's a lot for me, and like this is reality, this is what it's like, this is the experience, and it's beautiful, and it's truly authentic to what happens. So to evolve, that's why we're here. We're here to evolve. If you were to stay the same that you were 3 years ago, at a soul level, you're stagnant, and the agenda is always to evolve. Yeah. So I actually find it to be really, it's really beautiful.
I love seeing transformations. I love seeing people, change and do different things, and maybe, I enjoy seeing that. But for some people, it's not where they are right now. I even got a lot of messages, people saying that they don't like this content anymore. They're not a mommy. I'm like, okay, fine, bye-bye. See you later.
By the way, I get it. Like,
I get it too.
You might not be a mom. Yeah. You might not even relate. You might be a mom and be a different type of mom. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure I unfollowed a lot of people in my life who were posting, let's say, mom life, and I was in my single era. So
you're like, why would I follow this? It makes no sense for me to follow this.
I totally get it.
What has been the most challenging part of being a first-time mom? Because I'm also a first-time mom. Yeah. So I actually want to see what you said, because I could probably relate to it.
I feel, because my family is in Croatia. Yeah. So they came when she was 2 weeks old, and they stayed for a month to help out and everything. But because I do work for myself, I had 0 maternity days, and it was just nonstop. It still is nonstop with like trying to balance my job and the baby. And now I mentioned off air, we're moving.
Yep.
It's just so much I feel like I never have a second to relax. I love everything that's happening, but still, I just want to have a day of, being on at the pool or like.
Drop her off to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a
Yeah.
fresh baby energy in my
Honestly,
life. I want a girl really badly. I intuitively feel I'm gonna have a girl
Yeah.
next. So like being around that energy, I'm like, I'll soak it in. But
She's
yeah,
great.
you need a minute.
She's
for
a
sure.
she's a really good baby, and I love being a mom. I always wanted to be a mom, and I had some fertility issues, and
What were your fertility issues?
I have endometriosis, and
Wow.
I had a really big cyst on my ovary,
Oh,
like
wow.
9 centimeters, like this big.
How'd they discover it? How'd they find it?
I went on a regular checkup, like
Yeah.
a regular gyno checkup. I had an IUD, and I wanted to just like see how's my IUD doing, and I wanted to change it. I think it's been 5 years that I had it.
Sure.
And they just said, hey, like you have this giant cyst. And
What was the cyst from? The IUD? Was it correlated?
No, it was just endometriosis. It was just like just a cyst. I mean, endo, when you have it, you just have a lot of like cysts. I didn't even know what endometriosis was until I got diagnosed with it. So I had to get a surgery, and it was attached to my ovary. So they said that it's gonna be hard for me to get pregnant. So then I started to freeze my eggs.
And this is when you were with your now husband or prior?
No, yeah.
Okay.
We were already together. And my egg freezing, like whatever the number is, AHM, I don't even know the number.
Yeah.
But it was really low.
Oh,
So
wow.
my egg count was really low. And I posted that. And then it was so funny how I posted about that. And it was because I just wanted to always, again, authentically share what's going on. And I'm sure a lot of women are going through the same thing. And a month
Do you
later.
know the numbers of how many women have that?
Oh, endo, yeah, 1 out of 10.
Oh, wow. So it's really
Yeah.
low.
No, 1 out of 10 women have endometriosis, like around you. So like if you have 10 women outside, one of them has endometriosis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very, very common. And people just don't talk about it.
Interesting.
And it affects fertility. And some women have really, really painful periods. And,
Sure.
and they have cysts, so they can't conceive because of the cysts. So I had a friend who had a bunch of cysts. She didn't even know it was in the. It's just like it's a very hard thing to diagnose because you can only diagnose it when you have a surgery and you like send the mass
Do you think like Pronovo scan? Do they catch those?
I don't think they catch it because I did Pronovo.
Because I did Pronovo too. They
Yeah.
asked me to do it, and I was like, yeah, of course.
Maybe if you have a cyst, they would see it, but it depends on the size of your cyst, and your
Sure.
cyst can also like grow so quickly. If like it can be so little and it could. Anyway, I didn't have any symptoms. I had no pain. Usually they're very painful.
You didn't have like brain fog, none of like, what's the side effects?
Maybe I did, but I didn't really think about it.
Huh.
Usually women with endo, they have a lot of pain, so they know something is really off. And I wasn't, maybe I wasn't in tune with my body at that time. I
Sure.
don't know, but I got it. I mean, we got the cyst out, so they send it to, whatever pathology is. And they said it was endometriosis and that there's no cure. There's no cure. There's no cause. There's no cure. People don't know anything. I mean, they're not like, there's nothing you can do to prevent it.
Sure.
So after all of that, my husband and I were just talking about like, we really wanted to have kids. And so we were like, okay, maybe we should freeze your eggs because I don't know. Egg freezing was not successful.
Yeah.
And I got pregnant a month later. So it was like, what's going on?
Well, this is the thing. Doctors can say a million things that it's not possible or this is never going to happen for you. But miracles can happen all the time.
Yeah. So I was like, when I got pregnant, I announced my pregnancy online when I was 6 months already, when I literally could not hide it because I was just so protective over everything. And even today, I still don't post her. And I mean, I post about mom life, but I post her.
I don't really post my son either. Most people don't even know I have a son.
Yeah.
In Judaism, you're actually, it's encouraged to not say you're pregnant for the first 3 months.
Yeah.
To protect from people
Evil eye.
sometimes don't even know that they're jealous. It's not even an intentional thing.
Yeah.
But if you're speaking to a woman who can't get pregnant,
Of course.
or she hasn't met her person, even she might love you and think you're fantastic. It's still an energetic trade-off.
Yeah.
So it's just that protection.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So it
I'm
was
very aligned with you on that. It's very it's challenging navigating, sharing such a beautiful part of your life, but you want to protect that soul
Yeah.
simultaneously because they're so precious and so beautiful and so innocent.
so pure.
And so pure. It's
I'll
just
show you a
like,
photo when we're done.
I know. It's just like
She's adorable.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. With that said, where do you see yourself going from here from a career standpoint? Because when I gave birth, I was similar like you. I've worked for, I don't even know how to work for anyone else. I've worked for myself since I was 18. You too.
Yeah.
So you came here, you had to hustle.
Yeah.
I grew up with a single mom. I had no money. I've always had to hustle. Now that you're here and your content has shifted, for me, after I gave birth to my son, I did my first capital raise during the pandemic. I had no job because all the TV networks were down because of COVID in LA. No one was working. I was doing my first capital raise. I had no job. I never struggled with depression or anxiety. I got postpartum. I didn't even know I had it.
What was
'cause I've
your
never
symptoms?
experienced it. One of my best friends told my husband, I think Liz has postpartum because I had it. Something's not right. And she called it out. And I was confused because I just thought like my hormones were typical, whatever. I didn't realize I was struggling with postpartum depression because I've never experienced it.
Yeah, you didn't even know what it's supposed to be.
I didn't even know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Because no one talks about it. And they do now, but not as much as I believe that they should. But it is becoming so much more normalized. But that part of my life when I was aggressively capital raising and working to develop a product and started to dabble in social, that was right after I gave birth. And that wasn't that long ago. That was like, I don't know, my son's 6, maybe 5.5 years ago. My career has completely pivoted. Yours is pivoting too. Where do you go from here? Like, what avenue do you want to go down?
It's funny. I have these identity crises.
It's not a crisis. It's a breakthrough.
So I have my management team, and we were just talking about it the other day about where I want to take my content. And I was almost saying, okay, so I have this mommy, parenting. I love sharing my experiences. So I will post about, okay, this is a mom hack that I like, or this is how I keep myself, looking put together.
Sure.
So I'm always going to post about like what's actually going on in my life. Right now, mom life is really taking over. Then I was thinking like, should I post about beauty and makeup and fashion? Because that's also what I like, but can I even do all of that at the same time? And then my agent was like, you should. That's the issue today with when you become a mom. It's almost like that's your entire life, because it is.
Yes.
But then you're asking yourself and maybe your friends and family, whatever, like, do you have permission to post about, should I post a makeup tutorial or I shouldn't, because now that's not, I don't know. It's so confusing because let's say when I do post this type of content that's not super mom focused, it doesn't get the same engagement, of course, but I post something about baby life, then I get a lot of, people talking. So then I'm thinking, but I don't want to be a mommy blogger.
Sure.
But what is a mommy blogger? Just a woman that has a child? Like, it's just so confusing to me now still. I mean, I'm almost 6 months. She's almost 6 months now.
Which is really nothing in the grand scheme, but it feels like a lot in the moment.
And I'm just still confused in terms of my content. I'm obviously creating what I feel is authentic to me.
Yeah.
But I am asking myself sometimes, like, should I post this, or is this pushing me in this mommy blogger category?
Sure.
Or why am I trying to escape this? Because that's what I am right now, and I love it.
Right.
But then I feel like in society, moms are you're just looking at a mom differently. I don't know. Like if you know somebody's a mom, you're almost putting them in some kind of box.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes I'm with posting this like beauty and makeup and fashion content, I'm trying to not be in the box, but at the same time, I love the box. So it's just very confusing. But with social media, I'm always going to post what I'm going through authentically, and the products I like and things that I use and things that really help you as a new mom or anything like that. My husband and I have been working on a supplement for the past 2 years that hopefully is going to come out soon. We took a little pause with obviously me, being pregnant and all that.
Sure.
We're hoping that to launch in 2026.
Sure.
And I would love to bring my podcast back because I love talking to people. So while, I mean, with the move and everything, I had to pause it and just can't do everything at the same time. But I started writing a Substack because I used to be I studied journalism in Croatia.
No way.
Yeah, I love journalism. And I feel like with my Substack, I can write whenever she's sleeping or like just doing anything.
It's like journaling elevated.
Yeah.
Because you have that journalism education, but it's also journaling on your life and your behalf. So it's kind of like combining the forces.
So I'm always going to be creating content because that's just something I really, truly love. The topics might shift a bit, but we'll see where they go. I don't really know. I mean, it's a confusing time still.
Sure.
And I think that's something
and your
too.
hormones are also still balancing and you're adjusting.
Yeah.
For me, it took about a year and a half to adjust accordingly.
Yeah. I ask women often, like, when did you start feeling like yourself?
What did they say? A year?
I mean, some say after a month and then some say after 2 years, 5 years, then, some had another kid right away. I gave myself a promise that I'm actually going to, do my hair and makeup every day, just like light like this. Like it's not going to be crazy, but something to just feel better because when you are in your pajamas all day, you just don't feel the same.
You just don't.
You just feel like
different.
A slob. I don't know.
It's just different. I know people will be like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm like, it is though. Because you have to show up for yourself.
Totally.
And when I was just in sweats, hormonally a mess, I only breastfed for 3 weeks. It wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like a milking cow and I just didn't feel myself. So I wanted to, and I put a little too much pressure on myself to become myself again so fast.
Yeah.
But it really is, it's a process and it's so different for everyone. And every pregnancy is different.
Totally.
I almost died during my child's birth.
Why?
My son's heart rate dropped really, really low. I pushed for 3.5 hours, which is not something you want to do, but I was really persistent on having a natural birth, at least for my first. I always like to experience things like fully. And the doctor was like, listen, you have 30 minutes before it's like illegal.
Yeah.
I guess 4 hours is like the hit mark where you're not allowed to push anymore. He's like, you got 30 minutes and then we have to give you a C-section. And I was like, oh shit. And I started crying because then his heart rate dropped and then like 20 doctors ran into the room and all these alarms went off. And my husband at the time, I've never seen him cry, maybe twice in 10 years. He started crying like he knew something was fucked up.
I'm going to cry.
It was really scary. I was freaking out. And I think because of that situation, oh man, I haven't thought about this in a while. Because of that situation, I felt, okay, like I chat GPT'd what's more painful than giving birth, and it was like a gunshot wound.
Or like being burned alive. That's what I heard.
Like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? Yeah. And I was like, okay, if I could get through that, the fuck is a capital race?
Yeah.
If I could get through that, what's a pandemic?
Yeah.
Truly, like we can do that.
Yeah, it was so painful.
Else is impossible.
It's crazy how when I started contracting, first it wasn't so intense.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's it. Like, I got this.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I was on my knees crawling. And my birth was really quick.
Really?
I pushed her out in 10 minutes.
Naturally?
Naturally.
Shut up.
I mean, I had an epidural, but it didn't work. And
you did this naturally?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It was crazy. I had no expectations and I didn't really I was like, if I need to get a C-section,
why did not, they injected it wrong?
So I have scoliosis, like my spine is a little crooked.
Yeah.
They said that might be the cause, but then as I started posting about it, people were like, oh, it happened to me. It just happens.
Yeah, I've
sometimes.
heard it happens. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
So I was numb on one side of my body and the other side was fully feeling everything. And I said, okay, give me more because I'm feeling every contraction. So they gave me more. And then just my left side was even more numb.
Oh,
and I would still feel everything on my right. But actually did you have your epidural?
Yes.
I think
that's part of the reason if you have an epidural, it's hard to physically feel how to push.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Right.
Because I still felt everything, I knew when I was supposed to push. So even though it was like a blessing and a curse, that's why I felt like as the baby is dropping, you start feeling that she's like right around your
Right.
whatever. And it was so fast.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
You were like, we got to knock this out. Let's go.
You know what's,
we got to go.
Yeah, I was like, I just didn't know. I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I just need to push her out as soon as possible because in the beginning, you know how they make you sign a bunch of forms?
Yes.
There was this form where they were talking about if you like have a hard time pushing or whatever, we're going to use a vacuum.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want them to use a
so
vacuum
scary.
unless they have to. So I was like, I'll just do everything I can to not do that because they can, they can bruise and whatever.
It's a whole thing. God forbid a bone. You don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah. So I got it done quickly and we were discharged the following day. So
that's wild.
It was crazy.
Yeah. There's definitely pros and cons.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think we would talk about this because it's like, I just haven't visited this moment in so long. And I remember thinking like, okay, there's definitely pros and cons of getting the epidural. But for me, physical pain is like my kryptonite.
Yeah.
I just really struggle with that. And I didn't realize that the epidural, it actually can be a negative thing because you can't feel as much.
Yeah.
It really is, it's such a personal decision, but
I mean, I would get it done again. Like I'm happy that I still had a little bit of relief.
Yeah, a little.
It was, when I hear women did everything natural,
oh my God.
I'm like, wow, you are a soldier. Or if somebody has twins or like, I can't even imagine.
My aunt has triplets.
Jesus.
Can you believe that?
No.
Triplets?
I know. I
Birthing 3 babies?
Or even like feeding them all at the same. If you're breastfeeding or formula, like it's everything times 3.
I don't know how she did it. And she worked throughout too.
Yeah. So
insane.
I'm just in awe of women all day, every day.
I know.
It just changes it just changes everything. And I never thought I'm going to be like that girl who's always going to be talking like, okay, I'm still like freshly postpartum. So I'm like, I'm going back to my old self. And you know how people always think like when they give birth, oh, I'll just snap back.
Right.
I don't want to snap back because
your old self is your old self.
She didn't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like now I'm in so much a different like mindset and just, I appreciate women so much more.
Yeah.
And you know how people say like women are so emotional and they shouldn't like make decisions and like if we can get through this, as you just said, like we can go through anything.
Also, that's what makes women so incredible is that they are emotional, but there's layers. And why not highlight those layers? Like when did emotions become a negative thing? Now, emotions are a negative thing when you can't control yourself. That's when you become reactive, because that's actually the opposite of acting like the creator. The opposite of love is fear. So when you're reactive, it's actually coming from a place of fear, of anger, of insecurity. So that's the opposite of acting like the creator. That's really where the issue lies, not the issue of having emotions. Having emotions is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
If we can honor that and still simultaneously understand the need for not being reactive and learning how to understand and control your emotions, that's when your superpower comes in. That's when you can pull in miracles. It's understanding the essence of what it is to be a woman. Yeah. And how cool is that? Like it's the coolest. This was so nice. Thank you. I don't have a lot of mom friends here.
Yeah.
So it's cool to meet other moms that are going through this interesting ride. It's fun.
Well, I have a lot of mom friends now, so I can connect you with a lot of them.
I'm like, please.
Yeah. And they're all the women I surround myself with. They're all like still have their own thing going.
Yeah.
Not that it's anything wrong if you are not building a career at the same time. But I love having, just people who it's even now with, having friends that are not in this stage, it's kind of hard to connect with, or maybe they have a hard time connecting with me, or like if you're going through different things in your life, it's kind of hard to connect with people, if that makes sense. Like if somebody, like if you have a friend who's single right now and your issues and her issues, not issues, like the problems that you have are so different that you just, if she complains about a guy who didn't text her back and you're complaining about, I don't know,
the way
you're
my baby's eating.
or sleeping through the night or
Right,
something.
right.
It's just like, it's hard to.
It's you want as a new parent. You also want to be around a community. It
Yeah.
comes down to community. That's
Miami has a great community.
the best community. And like, women forget that back in the primal ages, if you will, we had communities 24/7 surrounding us and helping us. And now in a modern world where we have the autonomy to vote and to work and to do all these things, we can take advantage of it while being a parent. Kabbalah, which is my father's side comes from a Kabbalistic lineage, teaches you that you can have it all if you desire it. But you can have that desire and still understand that you need community and you need people who can understand you to support you. You don't have to do everything by yourself.
Which is so hard for us sometimes.
For women like us, it's very challenging.
Yeah, we never ask for help, but sometimes you
Right,
should.
especially with the whole immigrant mentality.
yeah.
And like, you're like, what is it to ask for help?
Yeah, I
What
can
does
do this
that mean?
myself.
Yeah.
My main thing is like, I got this. I can
Yeah.
do this myself.
Yeah.
But we don't have to.
This was really great. Thank you so
much
for coming. I hope you come back. And now that you're in New York, you're still going to come down here all the time.
Oh
to this
yeah, I
place.
will. Yeah, I will. It's cold up there, so we'll get it done.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.